Today we're going to be learning how to factor trinomials. And it says when a equals 1, so just as a reminder, you could take a look at the picture in Google Classroom as well. A trinomial in standard form, we say, I don't know why that's coming out pink, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So a is just the number in front of x squared, and in every example that we're going to look at today, that number is always 1. Okay, so first, to help us with factoring trinomials, we're going to start with multiplying. So using any of the methods, area, distributive, or FOIL, I want you to do number 1. I want you to multiply these two binomials using any method. Okay, now let's do it together. You get x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 2 is 6. Make sure you combine like terms, and you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, now for part A, how did you find the linear coefficient? So the linear coefficient is b, right? In our ax squared plus bx plus c, it's b. So that's our linear coefficient, which means in this example, it's 5. So how did we get 5? By adding, so we added 3 and 2. Great. Now how did we get our constant? Our constant is c. That's the constant, which means our constant is 6. So how did we get that? We multiplied 3 and 2. Okay, so let's repeat this again on number 2. Take a moment, multiply x minus 5 times x plus 6. So we'll do x times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Okay, and how did we find the linear, skipped a step, you gotta simplify first. So you get x squared plus x, and you can put a 1 here, minus 30. So how did we get this linear coefficient of 1? We added negative 5 and 6. And how did we get the constant of negative 30? We multiplied negative 5 and 6. Okay, question number 3. Go ahead and multiply once more. We got x times x is x squared. X times negative 10 is negative 10x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 10 is positive 20. Combine like terms, x squared minus 12x plus 20. And what is the linear, how did we get our linear coefficient? We added negative 2 and negative 10. And how did we get the constant, which is 20? We multiplied negative 2 and negative 10. All right, last question number 4. Please multiply again. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 7 times x is 7x. And 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Combine like terms, and we get x squared plus 5x minus 14. How did we get the linear coefficient in this question? We added 7 and negative 2. And how did we get the constant, which is negative 14? We multiplied 7 and negative 2. And now looking at all of these questions, what do you notice about how we found the linear coefficient of all of them? Just to point them out a little bit more, how did we find everything that's in green? So we added. So in each question, we added the two numbers that are in the binomials to get the linear coefficient, or to get b. And similarly, how did we find the constant in each one? Right? These are our blue ones. For each constant, we multiplied the numbers in the binomials. And this is going to prove very important when we're factoring, because this means we are just going to be able to go backwards. To find the two numbers that multiply to the constant, we're going to find the factors of the constant, right? And once you find the factors of the constant, you're going to add the factor pairs and choose which one of those pairs, which factor pair adds to the linear coefficient. Once you know which two factors multiply to the constant but add to the linear coefficient, you'll be able to rewrite it in terms of x plus or minus, depending on the factor. I'm just going to put f1 for factor 1 times x plus or minus factor 2.